And I think as the Dean of the Tepper School, Bob Dammon, just pointed out, it was really a display of the intellectual horsepower of Carnegie Mellon University, where we had professors and the convening power of the university itself to pull in leading business experts from Amazon, Facebook, IBM, PwC, to opine about how these emerging technologies are going to affect us in the world of work and life and play. There's no doubt they're going to have a dramatic impact. There's a lot of uncertainty out there. A lot of people are positive about these impacts, and maybe some people who are less than positive. I want to bring on the person who is most responsible for making this all happen, the Dean of the Tepper School of Business, Bob Dammon. Bob?
John,
well done.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you for being here. Yeah.
Quite a day.
Oh, it has been. 2 days.
Indeed.
2 days, yes.
Exactly. You must be feeling really good.
I'm exhausted, John. It has been fantastic. We have had 2 great days. As I closed the conference out, I said this has been really a bookends, right? We celebrated the opening of this new, beautiful, magnificent building that is really going to serve as a hub, a vibrant hub of cross-campus collaboration and interdisciplinary problem solving. It's about the building, and then today it was about the intellectual activity that takes place in the building. So we're very, very happy.
As David Tepper said, I think, in the beginning, it's not about a building, it's about an idea.
Yeah, you know, he said that very early in this project.
Yeah.
And it really did set the direction for us in terms of how we thought about the building and what we wanted to achieve with that building. He was very clear. He didn't want this just to be a building that the Tepper School of Business resided in, but he wanted it to be an idea that changed the way business is taught and becoming a much more interdisciplinary and collaborative business school compared to what you might find other places.
You know, and one of your own professors said it best on one of the panels. He said a siloed business school is not the future.
He's got that exactly right. That is exactly right, yeah.
And I think today's events really prove that, because you had people from all kinds of disciplines, all kinds of worlds coming together to discuss what is going to be really impactful on people in the future.
Yes, no question. And as you heard from everybody, every panelist, every speaker today, the problems that are facing business, the problems that are facing society are not going to be solved by a single discipline. It's really going to require interdisciplinary collaboration to get those kind of solutions. And this is a place where it happens. It happens naturally here.
Yep, that's clear. You know, the other takeaway is that uncertainty may be more anxiety causing than the actual technologies, because there's a lot of uncertainty about how all this will play out. I think most of the panelists were fairly optimistic about the benefits of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and blockchain. Some sounded a few warnings, but most couldn't really give you a detailed scenario on how this is really going to impact us and what dislocation will occur and whether or not governments will respond, because I think Secretary Fox raised really good questions. You need smart government as well as smart technology to make all this work.
Yeah, you definitely do. I think, and to be quite honest, I think policymakers probably lag behind in terms of their understanding of what the technology is, what it does, what the opportunities are, what the risks are. You heard a lot of that today, that there's plenty of potential for these new technologies to benefit business, to benefit society, to improve the lives of individuals, but also some significant risks as well that we need to be cautious of, and where policy makers can have a role. But in order for them to have a role, they need to understand the technology. That's what education is about. That's what we do. And hopefully our graduates can go out and better inform those policymakers about the technology and their potential and the risks.
And it's no accident that across the street from the new Tepper Quad, you have your School of Public Policy.
Yep, the Heinz School of Public Policy and Information Systems. We have plenty of programs and joint courses with them, joint degree with them in MBA and public policy. They have been great collaborators collaborators with us from the very beginning. In fact, that college got started by a faculty member from the business school, GSIA at the time.
Is that right?
Yeah, Bill Cooper. Bill Cooper wanted to take the management science approach that was being applied here at GSIA, the Tepper School, to business. He wanted to take that into government, into policy.
Wow.
So he moved and was the first dean, the founding dean of the Heinz College of Public Policy, which later wasn't the Heinz College at the time, but became the Heinz College of Public Policy and Information Systems.
Plus, it was two Tepper professors, well, business school professors, because it wasn't Tepper at the time, who created your computer science school.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
I'm getting to think that without the business school, there'd be hardly any Carnegie Mellon University.
It's very interesting. So, yes, you're absolutely right. Herb Simon and Alan Newell,
right,
which were faculty member at the business school, GSIA at the time, now the Tepper School.
And one of your Nobel Prize winners, I might add.
Herb won a Nobel Prize, a Turing Prize, is a member of the multiple national academies. He and Alan Newell were obviously interested in how to use computers in understanding cognitive processes of individuals, which ultimately turned into the field of artificial intelligence.
Right, they were two of the founding fathers of AI.
Exactly, and they are the ones that started the School of Computer Science.
That's amazing.
So there are very close ties and relationships between the business school and all parts of this campus. And the other thing I'll point out is, you noticed it earlier because I was watching some of what you were doing earlier and the interviews that you were doing. You'll see that you had many of the deans from the other schools and colleges here.
Yes.
Right? So there is this very close relationship and collaborative spirit that exists on Carnegie Mellon's campus. Many claim that at their institutions, but you saw it happen here live with this conference. Very few would have been able to pull off this kind of a conference.
That's true, and I heard other deans compliment you for being so open and welcoming, incidentally.
Well, I didn't see those interviews, but I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, Bob, this is going to be an annual event.
Yes.
How are you going to top this?
Oh, I don't know. This has worked out beyond my wildest dreams. Both days, both yesterday and today, have been just fantastic. But there is such richness on this campus in terms of the intellectual capital we have here. I'm very confident that next year's conference is going to be just as good, if not better, than this year's.
Now, you've said that your goal here is to turn this place into a vibrant hub of interdisciplinary collaboration to help solve society's problems.
Right.
I think that's the bottom line, right?
Right, that's
In other words,
it.
5 years from now, 10 years from now, if you see that really happening, you'll be one happy guy.
I'll be very happy. Absolutely, yeah. And as I said, this is a place where things like this can happen. And this Tepper Quad, this new building, this fantastic facility that we now have, has really been designed to enhance that collaboration from across campus. So we're excited about our future.
Now, Bob, I want you to know that this afternoon I had the pleasure of going to London, Poland, and Cuba, because I went to your virtual reality laboratory,
Yes.
and I experienced all three countries in the space of half an hour, maybe.
Yeah, so again, that speaks to the sort of interdisciplinary nature of this building. It's something you will not find in any other business school in the world, I don't think. There's lots of different things you can experience there. It's a place where it's intended for learning languages and doing it in a sort of a setting that's virtual reality.
Well, I sauntered down a London street and I tried to find my old
Did you find it?
office building off Fleet Street
Yes.
when I was a young man. And I did indeed find it.
Oh, good for you. Did you?
Yes.
Were you able to go inside or just from the street
I couldn't go
level?
inside, and they changed the building a little bit, but it was quite an adventure.
It's fantastic. They've done a fantastic job there, and virtual reality is going to make its way into the classroom someday as well. So
True.
And we also have technology-enhanced learning laboratories that are adjacent to the space that you visited.
And indeed, I visited that
You
laboratory as well, and I was stunned by the capability of it and how professors can actually see if their students are deeply engaged in their lectures and can correct along the way in real time, which is really cool.
Yep. So it's not only a space where you can experiment with new pedagogies and try to understand whether your students are learning based upon all the technology that's in the classroom, but it's also an initiative to try to develop pedagogies that will help people learn better. So cognitive tutors and things like that as well.
And here's the other thing it does. It brings and invites faculty from every department, every school, into the Tepper Quad, which is exactly what you want.
It's another way to get more people in here. You know, some of it is deliberate, where we're putting sort of interdisciplinary courses and programs together.
Right.
Some of it is just serendipitous. You have people come into a building that are from different disciplines, and they bump into each other. There are these collisions, and sparks fly. And that's what we're hoping will happen in this building.
Well, Bob, thank you and congratulations. Quite a day, quite a celebration, and quite a vision for the future of business education.
Thank you very much, John, for being here. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Yep. So there you have it. Like I mentioned, it's been quite a day, really 2 days. Yesterday was the big grand celebration opening. Today was a sort of a welcoming stage for this building and what it means to both the university and the business school. If you were hanging around for the entire day and the festivities and the panels and the discussions and the interviews, I hope you had a good time. If not, I think you can actually rewind the tape and see stuff you've missed. In any case, thanks for joining us. This is John Byrne with Poets and Quants at INTERSECT at CMU.